If somebody is ghosting you, it's more of an acceptance thing, and it's more of you just moving forward with your life. Sometimes it's not meant to be understood. Sometimes the closure is not the answer that you need, or it's not the answer at all. What is up, my BBossBaddies and my bad fellas? It is your girl Bosana, and welcome BBossArmy. So as you guys can tell by the title, today we are going to be talking about why somebody goes ghost on you. Now, I actually was going to do a video talking about why women go ghost, but when I was thinking about the video, I was like, there's so much things that goes into both roles as a woman or a man where you would actually ghost somebody. So I decided where I'm going to do a video that goes for both men and women, and then I will maybe do a video where it's like just men or just women, if that's what you guys actually want to see. But I actually did start a video already that was for women, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this just goes both ways. So I'm just gonna do video where it's for everybody. So this whole idea of me doing this video came from somebody that was pledged to my Patreon. So before I get into that, if you guys don't know, which I've been mentioning in almost all my videos since I started, but it hasn't been too long, like about a month or two, that I do have a Patreon now. So for the next maybe 2 months, I'm gonna be just answering questions, and then I'm gonna actually put it into a tier. And also, like I told you guys on my Patreon, you'll see a lot of things on there that you won't see on YouTube, but I'm still gonna be consistent on YouTube, and that's just to show you guys I love you guys for the support, and I want to continue giving you guys what you've been subscribed to. I'm just telling you, with the Patreon, there's a lot more options, and live stream will only be on there, but be on the lookout for my second channel as well, because it is coming very soon, possibly this week. It falls right back into you guys. The truth of the matter is, when it comes down to ghosting, it actually falls back into that person. Now, there's obviously reasons where it could be them, but the thing is, when it becomes them, the person that ghosted you falls right back because they don't see something in you that makes them feel like you're good enough to stay in their life, and let alone for them to even tell you, and they decide that they actually just want to ghost you. Now, if you don't know what ghosting is, because I had this question before, ghosting is somebody just going MIA. If you don't know what MIA is, literally going missing out of your life. Like, somebody just disappears and does not tell you anything at all. And maybe you have an idea, maybe you don't, but they don't notify you. They're gone. Okay, so that's what's ghosting. But back to my point. With ghosting, you guys should not always take it personal, but where you guys have to start learning and realizing things is what has been happening before the whole ghosting. What are things that you've been noticing that had this result? What is things that really said, oh my gosh, this kind of makes sense that I got ghosted? Because look, when I got ghosted, which I have my story up, I'll just leave it down below if you want to check it out. But when I got ghosted, I really kept saying, oh, there's no reason for me to actually get ghosted. That's one thing I kept saying. And then secondly, I kept saying nobody should ever feel like they should actually ghost somebody. And then let alone me, because I'm not a mean person. I'm very understanding. So me being me, I would think somebody would actually tell me, let me know, and maybe have me understand. Simple, that's simple. But in this case, I had to actually understand what was going on before that. I analyzed all the stuff that was happening before that, and I'm like, wow, when I take this and I take that, it's the reason why they ghosted me. It's not a justification, but it is the reason why they actually ghosted me. And I got my answer. I didn't need them to tell me anymore. But here's the thing, when you guys get ghosted, you got to step out of your feelings. Step out of your feelings completely, and first accept the fact that you got ghosted, because there's nothing you can do. The whole lurking, going to find them, asking them, going out of your way is a no. Let me just put that out there, is a no. Don't do it. There's no negotiation. Don't tell me you want closure. Don't tell me you want any of that. Getting your answer is not the answer sometimes. You have to let situations like that make you powerful, make you grow even stronger and be even wiser. So moving back to the whole ghosting thing, it's like you have to get out of your feelings, and then you have to accept it. And that's where you can actually start understanding why you possibly got ghosted. If you are stuck in a situation where you actually got ghosted, then you got ghosted, but you have to accept it still. So there's no win in battling with this whole idea of why you got ghosted. I'm not trying to tell you how to cope, but I'm telling you, when it comes down to that person, there's something that you did wrong, or there's something that they're not interested in, or there's somebody else in their life and they've taken your place. And now it's a matter of time where they actually have to cut you out. Now with women, that's why I want to do a separate video. I can talk about females getting abandoned, females getting neglected, and a whole lot of trauma. And I like to talk more so about women, and that's why I'm not going to say too much about it in this video. But with the whole trauma thing is a big reason why people ghost people, mainly women, because they have had experiences of, you know, sexual abuse, molestation, a whole lot of things where it caused a lot of trauma that they drag into their life, gets them in a place where they have to go MIA. For females that like to be distant, for females that like to be alone. When I talk about that in particular, I'm not saying too much, you guys. I want to do a separate video on this. There's this discomfort when it comes down to this female and you. And this could happen with a male as well. They feel as if they're better off without you. Now, in some cases, some people don't want to hurt you and they need their space. And their space can be you getting ghosted and them coming back around. You see how it gets so complicated, you guys? There is people that come back around for the wrong reasons, where they have somebody else and then they come back to you. There's people that are actually going through things and they actually don't know how to cope. And their coping mechanism is them being alone. Now, I can relate to that because for so long, I've always been the type that I was shut down completely and I would not want anybody. And sometimes I get to a point where I want to just ghost somebody, but it's just for a day. It's just for me to be alone. And it also falls down into a lot of things that happened in my past. So it gets me to that place where I actually have to go MIA. A lot of feelings that makes you even depressed, uncomfortable, anxiety, just all these bad feelings. Somebody will ghost you because it's a game for them. Some people actually are so narcissistic and so selfish to a point where they will not care, and they actually just like the feeling that they get at the end. Everything revolves around them. You guys have to picture as this. This is you, and then here's everything. And you're part of everything, and when they decide that it's time to take you out, it's time to take you out and you're gone. That's how they look at it. That's the whole ghosting thing. But it could be because they're having personal issues in their own life. It could be because they have replaced you, as I mentioned. It could be serious different reasons. I want to just do a video where I'm telling you guys how to deal with it, because at this point, you can't truly get an answer unless I actually was to speak to you, and then I can give you reasons behind why I think this is what's happening. That's all I can do, but I'm telling you, with the whole ghosting thing, it happens for multiple reasons. It's such a big topic, and people get ghosted often. And I did see somebody saying, oh yeah, it's mainly girls that ghost guys. But in this case, it goes both ways, because I've gotten ghosted. I know people that gotten ghosted. But one thing I really didn't even mention, which I'm so surprised, but I should have really said, one thing with ghosting as well, it could just be a hit and run. My case, I was actually dealing with somebody, like we were actually in a relationship, but I know other cases where it's just a hit and run, and it's like they get their quickie, they get whatever they want from you real quick, and they're out. That's what something I didn't talk about. I was trying to get more in the emotional part of it, but that's the physical part of it, where it's a hit and run, and then they ghosted you, or they kept you around a bit. And that's where I talk about the chasing thing, the whole becoming desperate, going out of your way. All those things fall into why you can actually get ghosted. Now, you guys should be watching different videos of mine and even other people that talk about the same thing, because everything really revolves around each other when it comes down to dealing with another human and human nature. As far as man and woman, all fall into one thing, and when you put two and two together, you start understanding certain stuff. But to finish this video, I want to really tell you guys, when it comes down to you getting played, getting hurt, somebody just taking you out of their life, as I said in this whole video, make sure you get out of your feelings and get in your bag, get back on your purpose, and make it about you, because nobody's ever worth you ever falling apart, getting to the point where you can't live life anymore, want to live life anymore, and you're depressed. Now, I don't want to get too into that. Sometimes I get off topic because I have so much to say. I wish I can just start doing my live streams already on my Patreon, which I might do, but not like I have like a few people watch. But anyways, I just want to say there's no reason for you guys to dwell on it way too much. If somebody's ghosting you, it's more of an acceptance thing, and it's more of you just moving forward with your life. Sometimes it's not meant to be understood, and I told you guys, sometimes the closure is not the answer that you need, or it's not the answer at all. Moving forward from that, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If it helped you, give me a big thumbs up. And I'm sorry I couldn't really stay too much on one main thing. Normally with my videos I could kind of just talk about one thing and say so many detailed things, but in this video, oh my gosh, my mind is just everywhere. I have so much to say. So be on the lookout for the other videos that I will be having up. It will be up very, very soon. Make sure you follow me on my Patreon, as I said. Well, not follow, but you know, pledge. And then make sure you follow me on my social media, and of course make sure you are subscribed with that post notification on, and you guys will see me in my next video. Bye, you guys.